Hi there, this is Norma, Acquiesce Winery resident Somm. Welcome to Somm Thursday. As I had mentioned before, we are going to be talking about, we're going to have a series of topics that include a lot of the myths and concepts that a lot of consumers have about white wine. And my job is to dispel them with these beautiful Acquiesce wines. Easy to do. So one of those topics also will include food pairings. You know, when you think white wine, you think, most people think, oh, fish and poultry. Oh no, this cannot hold up to a red meat or barbecued foods, that kind of thing. So I'll talk a little bit about that today. The wine that we are focusing on is the 2016 Acquiesce Roussanne. And Sue has been able to crack this open for me today, and I've been able to taste it and try it and actually decant it. And I'll mention a little bit later why I decanted it. Let's talk about the grape Roussanne. So there's very little planted in anywhere outside of France. There's about 300 acres, I think, planted in California. But Roussanne is typically a blending grape with other grape varietals like Marsanne. The 2016 Roussanne, and Sue Tipton Winery and owner of Acquiesce, winemaker, makes her Roussanne 100%. And so this is so unusual and so exciting to try one that's about 4 years old. Roussanne is from the northern part of France, where it is blended, of course. And it also, as Sue points out, grown here in our vineyard at Acquiesce in Lodi, that it is difficult to ripen. It's called Princess in the Vineyard. I like that, Princess in the Vineyard. And the reason why is the clusters tend to ripen a little unevenly, so Sue has to really take a lot of time watching them and caring for those beautiful clusters as they ripen going into the fall. But the end product is so unusual and so complex that it merits a discussion on. Roussanne can be a very fleshy, kind of has a lot of mouthfeel, floral, hints of ginger on the nose and on the palate, just as it ages, very silky. Aging white wine, I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but in the years that I've been an instructor in teaching wine classes, a lot of my students will ask me, well, what white wines can I age? A lot of that has to do with how, probably a good share of it has to do with how the grapes are farmed. And at Acquiesce, they are farmed with a meticulous care. Very, very tiny production too. I mean, that's the difference between the 2016 Roussanne. There's only about, 215 cases made of this, as opposed to a lot of other white wines made that are, larger production, and those are good too, but they're meant to be drunk upon release. So the careful attention to the clusters in the vineyard, the small production, the hands-on, hand-harvested, and then not to mention the way they are selected once they are harvested. And Sue goes through them personally and picks only the best grapes from the best clusters for this gorgeous wine. Carefully pressed, absolutely no oak, no malolactic fermentation. And that's the process, some people ask me, what is that? That's the process of converting some of those really crisp acids into more creamy, buttery kinds of acidities. So it softens the wine. Roussanne and all of Sue's white wines age beautifully, and it has to do, of course, with the meticulous farm wine making and the great minerality and acidity that must carry through to that aging process. And that is classically done with some of the world's greatest wines in Germany, Loire, and in France. So right here in our backyard here in Acampo in the Lodi region in California, you are getting world-class, beautiful white Rhone wines that will age. Okay, enough of that. Let's try it. And of course I've already tried it, but I have decanted this, and as you can see, I used a screw. It has like a little twisty part of it, a little filter in the center, I decanted this wine only because what I found is actually all of Sue's wines are so much more, well, you can get a lot more complexity by decanting them. I decanted it about an hour ago, and I'm really eager to try the decanted version as opposed to when I just opened the 2016. So here I go. I'm going to try it right now. So swirling. Of course, I like to swirl. I only poured enough in my glass so I could swirl aggressively and not spill it. It's a good thing to do. And then I'm going to tip my nose and really let that rush of aroma go up to the top where the olfactory epithelium is. That little tiny bulb that tells you, it goes all over the brain, but kind of reminds you of different fruits and different spices and different aromas. So I am getting on this freshly opened 2016 some honey. It's a little bit of a toasted honey. You know, it's, when you say toast, you think, oh wow, it's been an oak. Not so. This is a natural, what we call tertiary aroma, so a complex aroma that develops over time. Almond, a little bit of almond, and maybe some dried apricots. In a more recent vintage of Roussanne I've had here, you get more of the fresh apricots, fresh floral. So it's very different, very lovely. I'm going to try it right now and see if it backs up what I smelled and the aromas. Oh wow. That honeyed complexity just envelops my whole palate. It's still going. I've got some acidity, but those dried apricots linger. It's got enough weight to carry through with, for example, some rich shellfish, potato and leek soup. Sue gave me some of these suggestions too. They're such gourmet cooks, I'm telling you. Oh, pate. Pate, so okay, wait a minute, that's not poultry. What are we saying here? Try it. Get a nice country pate. This beautiful wine has the weight to hold up to it and the acidity and carry it through and complement it. Let's see, also, how about curry? Wow, never thought about curry. And I always go back to like spring rolls. They're so crunchy and so delicious. Some of those really nice vegetables that really add to this flavor as well. Okay, I'm going to try the decanted one, and I haven't tried it yet. So I'm going to swirl it a little bit. I'm actually getting a little bit more of the toasted almond on the nose and the dried apricot. Maybe some dried peaches, more peach pit. So it clearly is helping it to decant it in this and let it sit for a while and open up. All right, let's try it on the palate. It just keeps going and going. The entree, even a hint of lemon. Where are all these flavors coming from? It's just so exciting. I really do want to try this with, let's see, a vast array of cheeses. I love that. Lots of different cheeses. Maybe even some charcuterie. Oh, that's wonderful. Yum. Let's see. Well, I have to tell you, there's only a few cases of this 2016 left. So if you would like to purchase it, I recommend that you go to our website as soon as possible, whitewinewinery.com, and we'll get some for you, but you better get on it. And we also have a safe curbside pickup, Monday through Sunday, just 7 days a week, 11 to 5. I want to thank you so much, and we'll talk a little bit more about aging wines and food pairings with white wines. See you on the next Somm Thursday. Cheers.